Welcome to Crazy Meeples!
Welcome, everybody, to the next edition of our podcast. I'm Braden.
I'm Ryan.
This is the Crazy Meeples Board Game Podcast. Welcome.
Hi. Welcome, everyone. Thanks for tuning in.
This episode, we are talking about the top 10 dice games to play.
So how did you come up with this list? Braden?
Well, we've done our top 10 favorite games of 2023, and then we did top 10 two-player games. People like dice games, so I thought, why not do our favorite top 10 dice games?
That's true. So what is a dice game?
According to Google and us, a dice game is use dice as the main or central component of the game. So, sorry, Monopoly lovers, it is not considered a dice game.
Well, that's true. I guess it's the money.
Yeah. Money, properties. Let's dive right on in.
Well, we also made our list based on games that we've played.
Yes.
As well as... So there's that, as well as how well we like it. So for those people who have their favorite game, and we don't mention it, it's probably because we haven't played it.
Yeah. There is a lot of games that we don't know about. We're still finding new ones, and new games are being invented every day. So this is our top 10 list of what we've played, and we're just wanting to share that with you guys. So, cool. Let's dive right on in.
So we're going to do number 10. We picked 3 honorable mentions that could have made it in our top 10, but they just barely missed the mark.
Yep. Coming in at our low spot, honorable mention, is a game called Dice Wars. We think it's a lot of fun. Very broken, unbalanced. Every ability is broken in its own fun, special way.
So what is Dice Wars?
Dice Wars is a game where you have a dice army. You roll your dice, and that's the army unit that you can use. There's 3 different types of dice. There's a D12, which is your commander, a D8, which is a stronger unit, and then a D6, which is your basic units. It's always random. Nobody will have the same unit. A lot of fun. Everything comes with its own abilities. The terrain's different. You can build the map how you want it.
So it's like an army skirmish game in medieval fantasy world.
Wasn't quite up to par with our top 10 list, but it is a great game. We do enjoy it a lot. Played it several times.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's not as well known, but it's one of those that just for some fun time and some random stuff that happens, it's a fun game to go with.
Mm-hmm.
Dice Wars.
Yeah.
Nice. Our next one, Vegas Dice. So this is straight up a dice game, but it's basically, there are 6 stations for your 6-sided dice, 1 through 6, and then you kind of play out money on each of the stations. So each numbered station will have a stack of cash, and then you're going to roll the dice, and then you're going to pick all of the one number. So if I start off with 6 dice, and I roll 3 ones, I can take those 3 ones and place them on the 1 station. And after everybody's placed their dice, you kind of go from station to station, and whoever has the most dice on that particular station wins that stack of cash. In second place, will usually win a small part of it. Like, can't remember the denominations, but it's basically just kind of I won't call it a betting game, kind of a bidding game, because you're bidding with the dice to collect the most money.
It's strategic in a way, because once you place your dice, they're locked until they score. So you might, if you put all your dice on the ones, you'll get all that, but then you miss out on all the rest of 2 through 6. So, good strategy dice game. We like it a lot. Our last honorable mention, can't go wrong, Dungeons and Dragons. Probably the steeple of dice games, besides, Yahtzee. Well,
that's true. So, well, D&D we put on here because it's done a lot for our family. We play a lot of it, and it's done a lot of great things. Not as it just using the imagination. It's helping building social skills. for some of my kids who are a little bit more shy,
like me,
and it's just a way for them to release and have fun. And the primary mechanic is dice. I mean, you do have your character.
Yeah, there is the role-playing part, so it is an RPG game, but
it's still run
everything
by dice.
Everything you do with the role-playing involves your dice. So, Dungeons and Dragons, that's our honorable mentions. We're going to move on to the top 10 list now.
So here's the actual list.
Well, coming into our number 10 spot is a game we like to call Titan Dice. Titan Dice is a strict dice game. You are rolling the dice trying to capture the Greek mythos creatures, such as the Minotaur, the Hydra, the Griffin. Trying to capture them, you'll score points. And it's a lot of fun. It's a little bit on the simpler side. You just roll the dice, and the dice has the different creatures on the different bases. And you can activate their abilities, and you can capture them for points. Again, it's on the simpler side. Quick 20-minute game. A lot of fun.
Well, and this one's great because, this one I feel flew under the radar. Like a lot of people don't think it's that great. We actually won it, or no, it was given to us as a free game when we went to a game convention. So, like, everybody got one. They were just kind of giving them away. And a lot of people really didn't give it a try. And most of that's due to the part of the rule book.
The rule book is garbage.
Garbage. Like, you had to read it like 3 times and really focus to get the rules down. And really, once you got the rules down, you're like, what the heck is up with this? Because it's basically like a Yahtzee-driven dice game.
It even comes with a built-in expansion, at least the version we got.
Yeah, it had a built-in expansion. And so it's a quick, fun dice set collection game. And really easy, but it was very difficult with the rules. But if you can get somebody to teach it to you, or maybe find a simpler instruction set, it's actually a really fun game. And the great thing is you could probably pick it up for pretty much any price you want. Probably even for a couple bucks.
If you guys have trouble understanding the rules, leave a comment down below. We'll happily explain it to you.
Yeah, we can set up a meeting and run through the rules with you.
Yeah. Coming in our number 9 spot is a game we like to call Zombie Dice.
Zombie Dice. Peter Jackson.
Zombie Dice is a dice game.
Press your luck.
Press your luck game. You're rolling the dice, trying to collect brains. That's your point system.
Love brains.
Without rolling the shotgun symbol. If you roll, I believe it's 3.
You bust.
You bust. But you can keep going as many times as you want until you bust, or if you just want to stop. The more points you get, the...
it's generally the first one with 13 points.
Yeah.
The first person to collect 13 brains.
We've seen it where someone's
triggers
done
the
it
end game.
in one turn. My sister, not a very big board game person, loved this game. She kicks her butt at it like every time.
Yep. My daughter loves dice games, so she'll show up a few times on here, I think, some of these games, because that's the type of game she likes.
Yep. Again, it's on the simpler side. To press your luck, you keep going. You can either get 1, 2, or 3 brains, or your shotgun shell. Or there's an evade, which I think cancels the shotgun shell. It's lower on our list because there's just so many better dice games, and this is the simpler, just press your luck type of game, kind of like Farkle.
But it gets played here because we have, the younger kids and people who like those games. So we play a lot of it, and that's why it's on our list.
Yes.
All right, next one. Dice Manor. So Dice Manor is, we're at a Dice Tower cruise. Is that where we got it?
Dice Manor, yes. We went to Dice Tower, probably the most famous people in the board game community, through a cruise.
The Dice Tower cruise, and
we were lucky to go on it. And the creator of the game was actually on the cruise, and we won it as a prize. during one of their game shows.
Was it the game show we got it?
That's where I got my copy.
Or did Eric win it doing the karaoke?
I think Eric won it doing karaoke, but I won it during the game show.
Gotcha.
Really good game.
Yeah,
I
but anyhow,
enjoyed it.
Yep. So this game is similar to Vegas dice that we talked about earlier. So you're going to roll your dice.
It's like a mix of Castles of Mad King Ludwig and Vegas dice.
Yeah. So you have, within 4 rounds, you're collecting pieces to build a manor. And you're going to roll the dice, and it's going to be, you're going to take them, with the roll, you're going to take whatever numbers there are and kind of bid on the different pieces and the different spots. And then at the end of the round, whoever has the most wins that piece and adds it to their manor. And then at the end, you do a showing and collect points. And whoever has the best manor, as you put together the sets of building pieces, wins the game. So it's a lot of fun. It's that same feel of you're rolling dice bidding, and but in this case you're building that
a manor.
A house. So it's got rooms with hallways and bedrooms and kitchens, just like a house. So it's a lot of fun, and that's Dice Manor. Coming up after that is Dice Throne. So Dice Throne is a very popular Yahtzee style game, but this one is I think Yahtzee on steroids.
Pretty much.
Basically all the different types of it's a battler where you're going back and forth. There's tons of different styles. Currently I have the X-Men version, so you could be an X-Men hero.
You have a Krampus.
Marvel.
Yeah, you have Marvel Dice Throne.
Yeah.
And then Spider-Man, some other characters. You have Krampus and Santa Claus.
Yep.
I think that's all you have, but there's tons and tons of versions and variants.
And the fun thing is you're going to roll the dice, you're going to try and get 3 of a kind, full house, kind of all the things that you can get in Yahtzee. And you're going to, and associated to those is a special ability which does an attack and does damage to the other player. So you're rolling those and just going back and forth, trying to knock out the other person.
Something great about this game is all variants can play with each other. There's no, this has to be played with this, and it's all universal. So if you want to play Spider-Man versus Santa Claus, you can do that.
Yep. Our kids do that. They like taking Santa Claus and having him kick trash on everybody.
Yep. Coming in our number 6 spot is King of Tokyo. King of Tokyo is, again, your fighter game on, also kind of like Yahtzee on steroids. You can attack the other monsters, gain points, collect energy to get power-up cards to make your monster stronger. The premise of the game is we're all giant monsters trying to take over Tokyo. There's 2 ways you can win. Getting 20 points, which is the easier way to do it.
Depends.
I guess it depends on the cards. More common way to do it, I should say. Or you can take out every other monster.
Be the last monster standing.
Yep. You get points for keeping your monster in Tokyo, but you get attacked by every monster. Rolling the numbers on the dice. Lots of different strategies you can use. The cards are amazing and help your monster every way, or affect the other monsters. Great game. We love it a lot.
Yep. I actually, the original game comes with 6 monsters. They just came out with a new one that only has 4, like a simpler one to get into it. I love collecting all the promos and the extras. I think currently at this time I have close to 20 different monsters. I mean, the reality is it all plays the same, but it's just having that different character with this, and then the same lifestyles, so it's kind of fun. I've got like the gingerbread man and a tower for Dice Tower, and
we have
shark. Well, then there's the shark that you can get.
The shark. We have a panda that's like Kung Fu Panda.
Yeah, so there's tons and tons, and I don't even have them all. So there's lots of monsters to give lots of variety, so you can kind of customize your game, make it a little bit more fun. I also have a dark version that they've come out with that kind of takes the original, makes the monsters look a little bit crazier, and then they have their own set of special powers, and that's a really fun way to play it as well.
It is. You can even take the King of New York monsters and throw them in your King of Tokyo.
Yep, they have a King of... Yeah, you've got a lot of monsters there. So King of New York is the follow-up to King of Tokyo. It's a little bit more complicated version of King of Tokyo. Because you're not only are you fighting each other, but you're knocking down buildings and destroying army vehicles and stuff.
Tokyo.
Yeah, and it's all in New York.
Yeah.
But those are compatible back and forth between the two games. So if you buy that game, you get another 6 unique creatures as well that can go back and forth. So there's lots of variety, and it's lots of fun. It's an easy game. Anybody can get into it. If they can roll dice and figure out what they want to keep and what they don't, they can play the game.
Yep. Top 5. Coming in at number 5 is Bang the Dice Game.
Bang the Dice Game.
Yep. Very similar to Bang the original game, but in our opinion, plays a lot better. It's faster than the card game, or can be, and then it takes out the luck variant of the deck of cards. Instead, it's you yourself rolling, so you're the one to blame instead of whoever shuffled the cards.
Well, and then with Bang the Dice Game, it plays up to 8 players, and I have a big family where there's 8 people in our family, so it's something we can sit down as a whole family and play the game.
And it doesn't add any time for the amount of players.
It still takes about 20 to 30 minutes to play, and that's the other great thing is you get in, you roll the dice, and you're shooting people back and forth trying to, if you're the sheriff, your job is to take out the outlaws
and the renegade.
If you have if you have enough players, you'll have a deputy that's trying to help you out. The outlaws are trying to kill the sheriff, and the renegade is
trying to kill everybody.
Yep, needs to be the last one standing. Kind of a unique thing. He's a little bit harder to do. I've only seen that happen once or twice. But nobody knows who you are except for the sheriff, so everybody's kind of shooting everybody. The other thing is you got Indians attacking you at the same time, so it's very, very Western themed, very fun, and really easy to get into. It's very simple versus the, you talk about the card game. The card game's a little bit more complicated with a lot more iconography and things like that. But Bang the Dice Game, super fun, super fast, and
you can play multiple rounds within an hour.
Yeah, we usually end up playing like 2 or 3 rounds. Easy of the game because everybody wants to play again.
Yeah.
So, super fun. Bang the Dice Game.
Bang the Dice Game.
So, you going to tell us about number 4, Braden? Oh, you haven't played number 4, have you?
I have not played number 4.
I think you played it once.
I've played the original version of number 4.
Oh, okay. So, coming in number 4 is Pandemic the Cure. So, this is a cooperative game where you're using dice, and basically it's a pandemic. If you've ever heard of the board game Pandemic, it's basically the dice version of that game, but you're in a pandemic, and so you're trying to find the cure, and you do that by rolling dice. Then you're placing them out. Instead of a big old map, you'll have 6 sections on the board, and you place the dice on there, and as more dice get collected of the same color, it causes outbreaks. You're trying to cure them and capture them, put the virus in these little vials so that you can...
I've seen it played, I've just never played it myself.
Yeah, super fun game, though. This is probably Lexi's favorite game. My daughter's favorite game with dice. It's one it's very portable. In fact, took her to the doctor once, and we played in the doctor's office while we were waiting because we had to wait for a while. So, really fun game. Pandemic the Cure.
Yep. I've also not played number 3.
Oh, we just at the beginning of this said these are games we've played.
You've played them. I've played all but 2.
Gotcha. I know. Just razzing you.
Yeah.
Okay, so the next one.
Probably one of my wife's favorite games.
Oh yeah. And this one's a lot of fun. It's called Raj of the Ganges. The main mechanism in this one does have a little bit more than dice. It has, you have the dice along with tile, like a Carcassonne, building an area. But this is an India-themed game. You're going to take the dice. The dice are used to do certain actions. It's used as a currency to pay for tiles. And you're trying to... this one also has a unique scoring mechanism. So it's kind of a race where you have a money track, so you're trying to get the most money. And then there's a fame track that goes the opposite way around the board. And the game ends as soon as somebody's money track marker passes the fame track. So you could go straight for all money and go around the track. You can go straight for fame around the track.
Or you can do both.
Combination of both. But there's lots of ways of doing that. And it's basically just a race. So everybody's trying to get as much stuff as they can so that whoever crosses first and gets the furthest, in case a couple people cross at the same time, whoever's, got the furthest across the distance from their fame and their money wins the game. So a lot of fun, a lot of different mechanisms in there working together. So it's really fun.
Now, I've played this one.
Okay, so tell us about...
Number two.
It's
a game we like to call Dice Forge. Dice Forge is a dice game with a twist. You can actually change the faces of your own dice as you play. So everybody will end up with different dice by the end of the game. You roll the dice, and you either collect the victory points or resources on it to upgrade your dice more. So you can get gold, magic crystals, and all this fun stuff, and you constantly are rolling to the best of your ability, upgrading your dice, and it's always fun because it's always different. You're always changing. No game is ever played the same way. One, because dice factor. It's hard to roll the same thing over and over again. Two, the dice is always changing. There's a million different strategies to go about. A lot of fun. I enjoy it a lot.
It's a lot of fun. The dice are fun because they're like little Legos. You pop the face off and you stick it back on. And it's fun just customizing your own dice. There's the different powers. My only complaint and issue with the game is I am the worst dice roller ever. So I will always roll the worst possible dice.
This is true.
Dice roll.
I do feel like it is a little bit on the shorter side. Like it just ends when you finally feel like you're getting somewhere. But
yeah, usually that's around 9 to 10 rounds.
Depending on the amount of players.
Depending on the number of players. So, but Dice Forge, it's a lot of fun. Really pretty. Definitely worth getting.
The art is amazing on it as well. I will agree on that.
Yep.
I've also played number one.
All right, number one.
This game will probably show up a lot. One of our all-time favorite games. Genre or name brand game.
Well, series of games.
Yeah.
Games.
This top number one for us is Terraforming Mars, the dice version.
It's actually called Terraforming Mars, the dice game.
The dice game, yeah. Terraforming Mars is probably one of our all-time favorite games. And they happen to have a dice version. Not as good as the other versions, but still great. It's exactly what it is. You're terraforming Mars, except this time you have to roll the dice to play your cards to terraform Mars.
Yep. So your dice are your currency, but you need the different symbols. So there's different symbols on each of the dice, and the cards that you're playing have requirements of specific faces on the dice that you need. And the idea is that you're playing dice, and as you're terraforming Mars,
you get more dice. And
yeah. So I mean, the goal of the game is, we're creating the oceans and
planting forests.
Yeah, we're doing different things that is raising the oxygen level, raising the temperature, And as soon as 2 of those get close enough, that triggers the end game. And then that's when you can just figure out how many points you have and if you win the game, because whoever has the most points win.
Yep. Good thing about this game is there's always ways to manipulate your dice, so you're not stuck with the dice you roll. The game is always different as well. Your dice rolls will be different. The cards, and you can combo off of other cards. Really good game. Probably the best dice game we have played in at least a long time.
Yeah, we play quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
And it's easy to teach, and we get new people to play all the time. Sort of, I think that I would say that's our introductory game into the Terraforming Mars.
It is the easiest to learn for Terraforming Mars. If you can understand the basics of this game, you can jump into any Terraforming Mars. The other games just add a little bit more complexity to them. But that is why it is our number 1 on our list.
Yep. Number 1. Mm-hmm. Definitely enjoy it. So this is our list of 10 games that we really, really enjoy.
Plus a few honorable mentions.
A few honorable mentions, so I guess it's 13 because we snuck it in.
Yes.
But there's tons of dice games. And if we missed your favorite dice game, let us know in the comments, because we would like to try it, and it might become one of our favorite dice games.
Mm-hmm. I hope you guys enjoyed our list of top 10 games. Like he said, if we didn't get your favorite game, or you want to share what your favorite game is with us, let us know. We'll be happy to try it. There's a lot of games that we also have that didn't make the list, but it's not to say that they're bad games.
You can only pick 13.
I mean
10.
We only picked our top 10 plus the few honorable mentions. But all games are pretty good. There's few games that we have gotten and just absolutely did not like.
Yeah, there's games out there that I don't like.
Yeah, but you've gotten rid of them.
That's true.
Or are working on it.
That is true.
So, hope you guys enjoyed this week's episode. That's all I got for now. You got anything else?
Nope. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you on the next one.
Yep. And remember, guys, family and friends that play together, stay together.